Back, the underground illegal trading website known as the Silk Road was put on a 4-week hiatus after the FBI shut it down. But despite law enforcement's best efforts to stop the illegal gun and drug trade, the site is back up and running again. But we begin with AT&T. An article published today by the New York Times reports that the CIA is paying the telecommunications giant more than $10 million a year to assist with overseas counterterrorism investigations. Essentially, AT&T was handing over treasure troves of phone records to the CIA on a voluntary basis. No subpoenas, no court records, your data up for sale. Earlier, I spoke with founder of LavaBit, Ladar Levinson. He closed his encryption service down after the FBI forced him to hand over the key, which provides unabated access to all of his clients' emails and information. He says that he isn't really all that surprised that the CIA and AT&T are in cahoots.
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. The FBI makes it a point of recruiting commercial companies like LavaBit, like AT&T, into a program that they're calling InfraGuard that allows commercial companies to collaborate with law enforcement on legitimate investigations. The fact that some of these investigations have basically gone over the line doesn't surprise me in the least, given my experience.
And one of the points that I found very interesting about this case is that the CIA is paying AT&T $10 million a year is what we're hearing in some figures. However, they didn't only refuse to pay you, they charged you. They fined you $5,000 a day. So what do you think of that?
I think the issue was pretty clear. I was going to have them pay me $2,000 to cover the cost of putting in the equipment and the development time to actually create the logic necessary to log out the information they wanted, right? Well, the fact that they turned me down, to me, was a pretty clear indication that what they really wanted was more than just the meta information. And if they accepted my solution, they wouldn't get that. What they really wanted were those SSL keys, because that gave them blanket access to the entire system and all of the information coming in and out of the network.
Now, the last time that I interviewed you, you had said that you were in the process of trying to release that SSL key and actually teaming up with others to kind of release it so that there can be other LavaBit-like companies. Where are you at in that process right now?
Well, I'm not trying to release the SSL key, but I am trying to release the source code that powered LavaBit in the hopes that, you know, at least because LavaBit has to remain shut down while the court case works its way through the system, which could take a year, maybe two, I thought the next best thing to having a LavaBit out there would be 100 LavaBit-like services. So I've teamed up with a couple other people that are very influential in the email security field, and the idea we came up with is, hey, if you're going to release this code, let's integrate support for a new protocol that makes security a priority so that we can fix this problem at its core and prevent something like this from happening again. And our hope is to get that code out there in the spring so that other people can benefit from security.
And that is just one of the many projects that you are currently working on. You're also working on, as I understand it, you've teamed up with Silent Circle to create a Kickstarter with email encryption services known as dark mail. Something I have to ask you, because the FBI was able to get its hands on LavaBit and force you to give up that information, what is the difference now between this dark mail and LavaBit in terms of encryption?
Well, the idea behind dark mail is that, well, let me back up a little bit. The goal of the LavaBit encryption system was to remove LavaBit from the surveillance equation by not allowing us
Now to some shocking revelations about your privacy. According to The Intercept, the National Security Agency, the NSA, is using internet data processing centers run by AT&T to spy on Americans. Many of the facilities located in several major U.S. cities. Trinity Chavez has that report.
It's been called one of the scariest buildings in the world. But this New York City skyscraper is just one of the many buildings in the United States that allegedly acts as a spy hub for the NSA. The Intercept has identified 8 AT&T-owned facilities across the United States that are allegedly being used by the NSA to monitor internet users' emails, social media posts, and internet browsing. The centers are known as peering facilities and process data from both AT&T customers and those of other U.S. internet providers, as well as telecom companies from Sweden, India, Germany, and Italy. Here in the U.S., facilities were found in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Washington, D.C., and of course, New York City. Built in 1964, this AT&T building was New York City's first major telecommunication fortress. Located on 10th Avenue in Hell's Kitchen, the facility is constructed out of concrete and granite. The building is 134 meters tall with 21 floors, with not a single window in its walls, built to withstand a nuclear blast. And according to the report, the 10th Avenue location is one of the 8 apparent hubs that process internet traffic as a part of the NSA surveillance program, codenamed Fairview. The Intercept interviewed several former AT&T employees who confirmed the locations of 8 peering sites used by the NSA. 2 former employees confirmed that the site was one of 8 primary AT&T service node routing complexes in the U.S. NSA documents detailing tapping into flows of data at all 8 of these sites.
The heavy police presence around this 10th Avenue facility has garnered some serious speculation, especially because the controversial design bears a striking resemblance to that of another windowless skyscraper, also here in New York City.
The address, 33 Thomas Street in Lower Manhattan. As The Intercept reported in 2016, this facility is a major hub for routing international phone calls and appears to contain a secure NSA surveillance room, codenamed Titan Point, that has been used to tap into faxes and phone calls. According to the report, NSA and AT&T documents indicate that the 10th Avenue building serves as the NSA's internet equivalent of 33 Thomas Street, while the NSA's surveillance at the 33 Thomas Street location mainly targets phone calls that pass through the building's international switching points. The 10th Avenue location appears to primarily collect emails, online chats, and data from internet browsing sessions.
Now, the telecommunication giant's close relationship with AT&T was first exposed back in 2015 by the New York